3 Minute Egg's coverage of the visual arts is supported by Wet Paint, an independent art supply store since 1976, serving Twin Cities artists and the world beyond. Learn more at wetpaintart.com. Support for 3 Minute Egg comes from the Grand Hand Gallery. Catch 2 concurrent exhibitions, Minnesota Women Potters and 2 Minnesota Painters. More information at thegrandhand.com. It's Art Crawl weekend in St. Paul, and I'm at the Rossmore building. It's a little outside of Lower Town, but this is a really interesting spot. It used to be an industrial space. Lots of artists just squatting here, some living here illegally while it's been converted to condos. Let's meet some of the artists inside. No longer are many of these artists living here. They're just kind of exhibiting in the hallways. Let's see some of the work, meet some of the people, and step elsewhere on the first of our series from the Art Crawl. This is 3 Minute Egg.
I started out in doing wood floors, and then from there progressed more into doing more woodwork and then cabinetry and furniture. And then when I moved into this place, I had this huge three-dimensional palette to work with. You know, you had the walls, floor, ceiling, and then everything in between it, so I was able to kind of go crazy. The vision that I had as far as starting with it was I love airports, and so the design when it's finished will be similar to like an international airport lounge from the 60s. So the theme kind of is everything is at bar height because it is a lounge, and so it's the only place that is designed around the martini. I rent it, and a lot of people think I'm crazy because of what I did to it, and perhaps I am, I don't know, but I do all of the work with the idea that I am working towards buying it, but if I don't, then somebody else gets to enjoy it, and I move on to my next place and start all over.
My artwork mainly focuses on consumerism and instant gratification in our society today. And I also like tying in my own personal stories in with the artwork. A lot of the symbolism has my own personal meaning, and I think people can easily read into it themselves and find a relation with it. And that's why I like to use regarding the consumerism, like the really fleshy figures, the voluptuousness of them, and especially with the girl and the bird, like a lot of it's inner struggle, and sometimes it's just personal stories regarding relationships or things going on in my life. And I don't know, I think it's easier for me to go back into the dark stuff to bring up images to paint. I'm a pretty happy person most of the time, but you know, everybody has these little things that you know, you have to express somehow.
A few years ago I bought this place as a painting studio so I could paint before I went to my job in St. Paul at my gallery. And I like to paint in the morning. I have a lot of energy. I drink coffee and like crank up punk rock and, you know, get going. When I start working in my studio, I probably work on either 6 to 8 paintings at a time. And they're all around here. This whole studio is filled with them. I start that one, I move to the next one, I move to that one. And I work on them probably 6 months to a year. This one I worked on 1 year. And it's layered because it's building itself, and there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of paintings underneath them. If something was talking to me like, you're not done, I would just go and paint over it. And I've done that with some paintings I've had like that were 10 years old. I'm like, you know, we gotta go work on that one right now. So, you know, and finish it. There's something that just needs to happen.